E to the R to the A to the D. We gonna go back in time, save the bitch. Oh no. Oh!
You're not going anywhere, you slut!
Ooh! Oh.
So I know how tough it can get. Come by sometime and we'll talk.
Wow, what a passive way to end
Okay.
things. See, that's the strength of women. See, if men, they would be fighting probably right now. They'd be beating each other up. Women, they're good at doing passive-aggressive
Guess it's lucky I
tactics.
showed up when I did. I got a beauty, isn't she?
The parents that abuse their kids like that,
Dude, you're 29.
you notice that they always...
Hang in there, kiddo. For her.
They always assume their children are like sleeping around and are sluts
Saturday,
and are
February
sexually
the
deviant.
27th.
Wait, who?
It's
Parents
sunny
that
and
abuse
clear.
their kids.
Yes.
For the last couple days,
They always assume their
Kyle's
kids are
mom
like the
hasn't
most
beaten her up,
sluttiest, deviant
just like
children
my mom
there
said.
are. I think it's projection.
He's my friend.
I agree.
I know. Wanna go play a game?
And today,
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
I kinda wanted to
I'd like to play that kind of game.
It's snowing.
Ha! She was buried under that snow last time. Oh my god. Oh!
Can't wait.
Those gloves that were burnt, no spoilers, were for him. Spoilers.
Kyle didn't show up that day, or the next one. And that promise she made me, she never got to keep it.
Whoa! She still died. AFTERTHOUGHT. At like 3 minutes in, we get this interesting dialogue with Satori and his mom at the kitchen table when he's talking about going to the museum with Kyle and that it's going to be a date or whatever. It's so interesting that half the dialogue, it just shows their legs underneath the table.
That's weird.
That's cinematography. Is it called cinematography or just animation?
It could be
Is so good because they convey so much body language through their legs. The way that like she's like, "Is this a date?" and then his legs lift up and he's like, "No, it's not." It's this. The art is so good in this anime. Like I love. That's one thing I love about anime. Is since there's a lot of talking and dialogue, that they get very creative with camera angles and like conveying a scene and emotions and everything. It's not just your typical back-to-back shots of the characters, you know? It's good stuff. That's why I was saying back in the anime too that it's projection.
It is projection.
Is because the parents,
Amy too, calling her kids sluts and stuff. She was the biggest slut.
these parents that abuse their kids when they call their kids sluts majority of the time, it's because they are themselves. They're abusers themselves and they see themselves in the kids. And of course, like this whole thing about like teach men not to rape, dude. Everyone knows rape is wrong. The parents that abuse their kids and sexually abuse them, even worse, they know it's wrong. They know it's bad, and therefore they see themselves in their kids, and then they say they accuse their kids of being sexually deviant and calling them sluts. And that they're going to always be having sex and they won't let them hang out with the opposite sex because they're going to be doing the nasty. But that's because the parent, the abuser, is the one doing all of that. But they know it's wrong. And any parent doesn't want their kids to do it. And it's not just that they don't want their kids to do it because they care about the kid. They just know that it's evil and you know, they just don't do evil, you know, whatever. Everyone knows evil is wrong. So
it's almost like their way of taking it off themselves, projecting it onto their kids, like almost kind of like making them feel better about what they're doing, I guess. Does that make sense?
No, I don't get it. You have to explain that better for me. I don't understand.
I think it's like by putting the blame, it's like almost putting the blame on the child, and it makes them feel better about themselves, like by like accusing the kid, be like, don't do this, you're gonna be nasty and all this stuff, is like taking the focus off of themselves.
You mean as a way to make up for the wrong by having their kids not be evil?
Not necessarily. just like, I don't know, the way I have it in my head is difficult to get it out of my mouth, but it's like, it's like, as an example, this is probably a terrible example, but like, as an example, a really fat person saying, don't eat that cookie, but then they eat it themselves, you know? It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
Damn it. I could just be tired of shit right now, but by like scolding it and making it sound terrible and enforcing your kids to like not do it, gives them a sense of like justification.
Maybe the audience would get it. His mom is awesome, dude. She is the hero of this anime. But mostly Satoru, because he's the main character. You know? I also say this too, they're in the library and he has deja vu. So it's clear that time happens in the same way over and over again, and it's hard to change the little things, but you can change the big things. But a lot of things in the timeline continue to happen the same way that it did 18 years ago, and that he cannot change it. But it's like he can change it a little bit, because he changed, because this time they went to the library together, or not the library, the what's it called? Museum. They went to the science museum together instead of separately, but in the original timeline they did both go. So it's not like he's changing the timeline significantly, except for her dying, but he's changing it enough to where he's bending the wheel of time.
He's like holding her hand all the time, trying to, as like taking care of her, watching over her.
Yeah, and the last half of the anime, when he takes her home from school, it's cool because he grabs her hand and in his mind he's like, "I'm not gonna let you die this time." And it's like they're linked, they're bonded in time. You know, they're synced, they're linked together, and nothing can happen to her. Holding on to her, man. If she goes, he goes. Stranger danger, power in numbers. And then he drops her off at home. And he says goodnight. And he says, "I'll see you tomorrow!" So that everyone can hear him, and the killer knows that he's watching. And so yeah, you have the birthday party, and they beat the thing, and she lives. She's alive. But because he spent all that night with her last night, she couldn't make him his present. And so it's sad.
Well,
how sad is that, man? He's trying to save her and he hurts. Well, I mean, I'd rather have hurt feelings than hurt life, you know?
Yeah. You'd
rather be alive with hurt feelings than dead happy.
I'd rather be dead and happy, to be honest with you. I'll be happy when I'm dead.
I will say, though, Kaio is probably one of the cutest anime little girls that I've seen. She's so cute. Look at her. How can you say no to that?
No. I'll give you a cookie, but no. Can't go out tonight. No.
What, you gonna beat her up the ass?
Yes! Wow. Beat her with that cookie.
Oh, well, it's just an afterthought. Don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe it.
Whoa, I like that.
I like that, idiot. It's like my tongue going up your ass. Wow, that was disgusting.
What the fuck?
I can't believe that just came out of my mouth right now.
That's not the only thing that's gonna come out of your mouth.
Become a Mocha member by watching and joining our podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. Become extra privileged by having 3 of your friends say hello in the comments below or in the chat live on the podcasts.
Live. It sounded so much more intimidating when you said it like that. Live. Say it in the comments or in the chat. Live.
See you next week. Peace. He's sad, Deuce.
Like a butt plug.